I think I was going to say something.
Okay.
Yeah, have you got a little line? Is it recording? You can hear me?
It'll hear you.
Mhm.
Okay. So, having seen it yesterday in a much less finished state, I'm really pleased with how the decisions that you've made.
Yeah.
I'm also incredibly envious of you going to bed at 10 and getting up at 8.
Is that not normal?
So,
I'm maybe she went to bed at all.
Not last night.
but I thought the design of it worked really beautifully, and I agree with Georgie that those numbers, particularly satisfying when things like 11 a.m. and 11 p.m.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Really pleasing. And I think you made the right decision about not making it stills, because actually, only half the screen, it didn't bother me at all that some of it was shaking.
I think if the numbers weren't there, I think people would have thought there was like a technical issue.
Yeah.
So I think that helped get across what the idea was.
I thought it was a good development, an appropriate development from the Tacitidine source. And it was enjoyable.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Want to say something?
Were you very strict about only using the footage from that time of day to achieve that?
I was fairly strict because, I mean, obviously lighting changes according to what time of day it is. So, I mean, maybe not entirely strict, but I mean, most of that stuff occurred at the time that you saw it.
You basically stuck to...
Yeah, none of it was sort of filmed in the evening and put at the start of the day. It was all sort of like, if it was the morning, then it was the morning, and if it was the afternoon, it was the afternoon.
Okay. So,
do you think the environmental sound was changed across different places?
On the clips?
Just some of the locations you were in. Do you think the environmental sound, the ambient sound in those spaces is different at different times of day?
Yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, say like the Natural History Museum, we were there for quite a while, and it gets so like buzzing in the evening, and I think you can kind of tell, and according to the different places you're in, I think places come a bit, especially London, comes a lot more alive in the evening, so you can kind of tell. And it was quite nice to contrast, say, like me getting ready in the morning on my own, which is pretty silent, to something such as so buzzing as like London.
okay. Tell us a bit about how you made the choices, the design choices, really.
Okay. So I kind of went for. I knew I wanted to do a split screen, but I didn't know how I was planning on doing it. I didn't know whether to do it sort of portrait or landscape. But I kind of looked at different ways of doing that through like experimentation, and realised that side by side's better because you get a better coverage of what's going on, because obviously it just looks better. And then I originally thought I wanted to overlay the time in a slightly different way, but I think through experimenting differently helped. I was originally just going to have the number in the middle of the screen, but I don't think that would have worked quite as well as putting AM and PM side by side. But in regards to like something that I've learned, I didn't know how to do that kind of thing. I didn't really know how to split screen. So editing wise, I think I learned a fair amount.
Okay, let's carry on with what you've learned a bit.
Okay. I've sort of definitely learned a lot about research and ways to work from different things, and how to take inspiration. Like, I think it's nice to not stick closely to the original artist. Like, I think if you looked at Tacidine's work, you would understand where I got influences from, but it's not like I've copied in any way, because her stuff is a lot more slow paced, nothing really goes on, she kind of lets things unfold, whereas I didn't feel like that would work for my piece, and I didn't want to be like stuck by that. I would prefer to just explore my own ideas. So I think that was something I learned, and also like to get my thoughts down on paper really helps me, because I think for all of us being quite creative people, my head is just like full of stuff all the time, so it's really nice to be able to get things down in like spider diagrams and just general sort of diary notes, just so I know what's going on. And you can kind of think, it's almost like you're having a conversation with yourself, which is quite nice, because then you can think, oh no, that doesn't work, maybe I'll try something different. So I definitely learned that was a method that really worked for me. Yes.
Say it again.
Mine was Mac. It's Friday night.
Okay, anything else anybody wants to say? Any more information we need for the external examiner? We're done.
Okay.
No, we're not.
Oh.
We're going to say something.
No, I was just going to say, what did you shoot it on?
DSLR. Okay.
Yeah.